At the end of this unit, you will have your competency assessed. So can you tell me some ways that you guys have had your competency assessed previously?
Multiple choice questions.
Written reports. Presentation.
Did you feel comfortable doing those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So the assessment of this unit will be done in two ways. So firstly, we'll have the multiple choice / verbal questioning assessment, and the second will be a portfolio of finished products. Essentially, the multiple choice assessment is your stock standard quiz, and it will cover the following sections of the knowledge evidence required of the unit of competency. So this includes identify the process for checking basic spelling, grammar and punctuation, describe different communication methods, and describe how audience, purpose and method of communication influence the tone of a document. All of that information might sound a little bit foreign now, but we will cover in the sessions all of that, and you can take in your own notes to the assessment as well. And as I said before, it's a two-part, or it's a two different ways that you can do the exam. So you can choose to do the written multiple choice, or you can choose to do the verbal questioning. So you can have a sit down with me and have all the resources needed in front of you. I'll ask you some questions and you just answer those questions. Or you can choose to do it through the PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint version will just be the quiz on the screen. You will read the question and then just check the box with the answer. The PowerPoint version comes with an audio file and written questions. So you can choose to listen to someone read you out the questions, or you can read them for yourself. Throughout this course, we will do several practice quizzes, mini informal quizzes, group discussions. So all of these questions will be very familiar, and there certainly will be no surprises. The aim of this is for you to show me the knowledge you have learned as a reflection of this training program. So it doesn't benefit anyone to throw in any trick questions or try to confuse you. For this reason, we have kept the questions quite simple. It's not going to be a situation where the question is worded in a way to try and trick you. It's just going to be straightforward. And that being said, it is really important that you listen to or read the question that is being asked before you try and answer the question. And when you do answer the question, only check one box. Just the one box. There will never be a question where you have to pick more than one. Onto the more practical sides of things is the second piece of assessment. So basically you'll have to plan, draft and finalise 3 different simple documents that accurately convey the information required in a suitable format. During the learning, we will cover several different types of documents and the formats suitable for each. This assessment also will be completed over the duration of the training course. So each session we will chip away at the assessment, and you guys can share ideas, share information, and of course you will have all those resources to help you along the way. And I should say that although all the assessment won't be in one lesson, the final lesson you will have an hour or so to refine your portfolio, make any changes, anything like that. The sample workplace documents we will be using for the assessment are very basic, very easy to read, and probably documents that you've come across in your day-to-day lives and jobs. This might be reports, emails, letters, that sort of thing. And the software we will be using for this is Microsoft Word. All of you in the interview indicated that you had no issues using this software and that you all felt very comfortable using it, which is great. But if you do get stuck or you can't find something, you can ask me, your fellow learners, and there is an abundance of online resources that I have ready for you guys to have a look at as well if you just need to refamiliarize yourself with something. You will also notice that every document or resource, or mostly every document or resource you receive will have little boxes of explanations. So the purpose of this is if there's a part on the document that you don't understand, the explainer box will tell you what you're learning or why you are learning it and why it's important in your learning. Just gives you a bit of context as to how you might use that document in the workplace and in your own learning as well. I should also say that you will have access to model texts. So assessments that students have done previously, you guys will get to have a look at, make reference to, and have a look at what is required of you also. The assessment is very straightforward and it's offered to you in several different forms just to ensure that we are supporting all of you in different ways and to ensure that you just have the best chance at achieving competency of this unit. Any questions?
Will there be a session just for assessment?
So no, for the exam, yes, but like I said, you will have some notes that you can take in that you will add to, throughout the duration of the training program. But the exam will be in the final session. The portfolio of products is something, like I said, that we will chip away at through each session, and in the final session you'll have an hour just to refine, make any changes. Any other questions?
With the exam, the quiz, why is there a verbal option? I don't understand.
So with every learner, and it's different with every learner, but some people might find a written exam daunting, and vice versa. Some people might find, verbal questioning a little bit too stressful, and they might get inside their own heads a little bit. So I adjusted the assessment to ensure that you guys as learners feel comfortable with how you're going to show your knowledge, and that way you can be more focused on the content of assessment rather than the delivery, because that's not what you're being assessed on. And by doing the assessment verbally, there is the option for more clarification as well. So if you need the question worded a bit differently, or if you need a little bit of explanation, that's the point of it as well. But I should just really reiterate that it's not your speaking skills or your delivery skills that are being assessed, it's just the content or your knowledge that's being assessed. And I should mention too that I have provided hard copies of information about the assessment, just so that I'm obviously telling you about it now, but these hard copies will go into more detail of what is exactly required of you and the steps to get there. And you'll also find that information about the assessments at the end of the PowerPoint, just in case you lose your hard copy, or in case you're just flicking through the PowerPoint for content, you want to have a look at the assessment for reference as well. These additional resources are just to make sure you know what is required of you and to provide some further guidance as to the steps to take to finish the assessments.